Hello?
You usually don't take this long for lunch.
Well, I was having lunch with my wife. Well, you should expect that, then.
I hope you had a great time.
Why?
Because I got bad news. While you were having a little lunch with Susie, our friend Brian was having a meeting with Tom Bergman.
Will I be asleep for long?
Not long. I'm sure you've read the information that we gave you. It's really a very simple procedure for your stage of pregnancy. Shouldn't take any time at all.
I hate needles.
Is that why you canceled 2 appointments?
No.
Well, I kind of thought it was because you were from out of town and perhaps you had some difficulty with your travel
I've
plans.
been here for 3 days. I've been doing some thinking.
Oh, would you excuse me just for a minute, please?
It'll be great, won't it? A son. Warren Carter Jr. Warren Carter Jr. Warren Carter Jr. Brian and Bergman used to be friends. Just because you saw them talking together, that doesn't mean anything.
Not saw, heard. Which is more than I can say for you right now. Weren't you listening to anything that I just told you?
Yeah. Vargas. They're on to Vargas. And you saw Brian snooping around the safe. But he's not on to anything.
Doesn't it get you kind of steam knowing that you gave the guy a job, and all the time he's playing undercover for Tom Bergman and his crime commission?
Undercover. You really think this thing is official? You think Brian's not just doing Bergman a favor on the side?
Of course it's official. From the minute that Brian Emerson quit working for the police force and started playing super cop right here, he's been hoping to get something on us.
Ringo, I hope you're wrong.
Think about it. It makes sense. He's been gunning for you from the start. You've got to get rid of him before he sticks it to us.
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you need to be convinced?
All right, cool it. Let me think, will you?
There's nothing to think about. Your brother-in-law is poison. Now, the sooner you tell him he's not welcome here, the better off we'll be.
No, that's too obvious. I want Brian right here where we can keep an eye on him whenever we want to. Okay? We're going to pretend we're one big happy family.
Then you're just going to let Brian keep on working here?
Yeah. Why not? You're going to make sure he keeps away from that safe and doesn't get any ideas. And if he tries anything funny, we're going to be ready for him.
What are you thinking?
Beating you at chess.
No, you're not. What?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it just feels good to have a night off every now and then.
Of course it does. Brian, you hate that job. Admit it.
Kristen, I do not hate the job. Why, just because I like a night off now and then?
It's a dead-end job. You knew that when you went into it. Every day, the same old requisition, same old deliveries, same old boring inventory. How long is that going to satisfy you?
I haven't been doing it that long, and when I get really bored, I'll move on, okay? Let's play some chess.
I don't want to play chess.
What is it with you? I mean, suddenly you are obsessed with my career. Look, Kristen, I'm really happy. I really am. Now, isn't that all that really matters?
Yes. Brian, that's all that ever mattered to me. I hope you believe that.
I do. Well, what's the matter now? You look like you're about to cry.
I just love you so much, and I don't want anything to happen to us.
Nothing's going to happen to us.
I hope not. But if it did, I mean, I hope we'd be able to handle it the way that Susie and Warren did.
Susie and Warren. How did Susie and Warren get into this?
I was just thinking about them today. How amazing it is that they were able to get back together after everything that happened. I mean, Warren made a really big mistake, but Susie didn't let it ruin their lives. It takes a big person to be able to forgive and forget like that.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Could you? I mean, say that I made a really terrible mistake, and you found out about it. You think you'd be able to just pick up and go on?
Kristen, why are you asking me all these silly questions?
Hello?
Kristen, I want you to get over here right away. I'm at the office.
Wait a minute, right away? Why?
Don't ask any questions and do not tell Brian. Just get over here. It's very important.
What's right away?
What?
You said right away. Do you have to go someplace?
Yeah, I have to drop off some pictures over at the Herald. I didn't think they'd need them until tomorrow, but I guess they want them right away.
Oh, well, why don't I go with you, and then maybe we can stay downtown and catch a movie or something?
No, I don't really feel like a movie right now. I tell you what, why don't you just let me whiz these things over there, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Kristen, what were you going to ask me before the phone rang?
I'll see you later.
We did it, didn't we? Beginning to look like a real home.
Yeah, it's much cleaner. But it still seems such a shame to keep all the light out. It's hard to tell the difference when it's so dark all the time.
I told you, I don't want people looking in. Please don't mention it again. Well, this is nothing, you know, compared to the home I'm going to build for you someday. This is just a way station for us. When I get the money together, it's going to be a whole different story. Which reminds me, I better get going if I want to keep adding to our little nest egg.
Where? Where are you going?
Business appointment. I have a very good job, at which I'm quite proficient. My employer has no complaints. I'll be back soon. Enjoy your new surroundings. They're very becoming to you, Mother.
Pencils. You promised he'd buy pencils.
I can't believe this. How could he go on so long without us knowing about it? I can usually spot those things a mile away.
He's quite an actor, your brother-in-law. Even had you fooled.
All right, but he didn't find out anything concrete. That's what's important.
You think we ought to tell Vargas? Providing he shows up, that is.
No, I don't want Vargas knowing about Brian. There's a couple other things I want to pass on to him, though. Matter of fact, why don't you make yourself useful and try to find him?
Find Vargas?
That won't be necessary. Go ahead, open it.
I don't have to.
Smart man. You know by now it's quite unnecessary to count it.
I'll just put it in here with the rest of them.
You must be quite comfortable by now. That's how the rich like to put it, isn't it?
You must be quite comfortable now. After the salary I pay you.
Salary is not important. I tried to stress that to you. It's the satisfaction of the task.
Oh. And which task is that? The Joe Turner task? Or maybe the Mrs. Orbach task? Or perhaps just your everyday normal extortion?
It's amazing likeness. Where did you acquire this?
From the cops, Vargas. They've got your number.
Yeah, it seems the police believe that you're connected with the cold-blooded murder of a little old lady who has a reputation for psychic powers. Does that ring a bell?
Certainly nothing I care to discuss with you.
Well, then what about Joe Turner? Would you care to discuss that? Huh? Wouldn't you like to rehearse your speech now? Because the police aren't going to take very kindly to your silence. You know what I mean?
I have nothing to fear from the police.
Oh, yes, you do, Vargas. Because now that they have this little picture to flash around, I'm afraid you do. Your invisible man days are over. So, either you get out of town, in which case I deny ever meeting you, and I tell the police nothing. Or you insist on staying, and then I tell them everything I know. Do we understand one another?
I believe we do. I've been contemplating a move anyway. For several days now, I've been thinking we might be happier elsewhere.
Great. Do it. Now is the time.
That's good advice. Thank you. Thank you very much. And, goodbye.
I hope he meant that. You never can tell with a sicko like him. What do you think? Will he leave town?
Who?
Who? Vargas.
Never heard of the man. You have to understand, too, this is just as difficult for me. I want to have that baby as much as you do. We just don't have any other choice. Oh, I hate seeing you like this. I know what you're going through. But I know I don't want to hurt you either. That's why we have to do this as soon as possible.
Another way. I want your baby.
Mrs. Light? Well, are you all right?
No. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I can't go through it. I'm sorry. I am so glad that I finally had a chance to see Turner. He is irresistible.
Yes, he is. And you make a beautiful but doting mother. Thank you. I can dote with the best of them, you know. I'll tell you something about this experience.
What?
It's all it's cracked up to be.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. You know something? I really envy you. Sometimes I think I must be out of my mind trying to hold down 2 jobs at once.
Well, you're certainly doing justice to both of them. You know, your column is the only reason that Rusty and I still buy the Herald.
Well, you know, there are times when I really enjoy it. And times when you
don't?
Well, I always enjoy the writing. I mean, I've always loved that, but it's the environment that gets a little tricky sometimes.
Tricky?
Oh, I don't know why I'm beating around the bush with you. It's Lloyd Kendall. I have never had such a hard time trying to figure out what someone wants from me before.
Sonny, are we talking about a professional relationship or a personal one?
Oh, I don't know what kind of relationship I've got with him, but I do know I'm not comfortable with it. Well, it's really my fault. I mean, I never should have gone out with him in the first place.
Well, I've never been one to believe that old silly rule about not socializing with the people you work with. Tell me something. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes. Yes, I did. I enjoyed his company very much until the other night. We're out at dinner. Mm-hmm. He tried to give me a diamond bracelet.
Oh, I guess I'm not the only one who enjoys your company.
Liza, don't you laugh at me. I was horrified.
He was so casual about it, acting as if it were the kind of small token he might bestow on any employee. Well, of course, I had to tell him that I had no intention of accepting it.
Well, maybe for Lloyd Kendall, that is a small token. I mean, he's a very wealthy man.
Oh, I know he is, but I don't care. A diamond bracelet is a gift that you give a lover, not someone you've had dinner with a few times. And believe me, that's as far as it's gone. We just had dinner a few times, period. And I'm beginning to think we shouldn't even do that anymore.
Why? Because of the bracelet? Or because you just don't want to see him again?
Oh, Liza, I wish that I didn't want to see him, but he has this awful habit of being charming and attractive and terribly funny whenever we're out together.
Well, then see more of him.
I don't trust him. He's charming, all right, but he seems to secretly enjoy keeping me off guard, and I hate it. I keep thinking there must be some reason why he's doing this, but I can't figure out what it is.
I suppose if I were you, I would keep trying. To figure it out, that is.
I will. I don't intend to let Lloyd Kendall use me for his personal amusement. No way. I don't understand. You just brought all this in. Why are you thinking?
Sorry, I didn't have time to get a proper suitcase. This should do for now.
Suitcase? Where are you going?
We're going out. It's time you got out of this place.
We're going out? Oh, thank you. I've been cooped up so long, it will feel so good to breathe fresh air. See people's faces. That wasn't what you meant.
We don't have time to see people's faces. We're going for a ride, for a long ride. But you like car trips, don't you?
Car trip, what are you talking about? Where?
Yes, sit down. I'm going to talk to you. It's time to move on. This place has served us well, but we have new horizons to conquer. We're going away, far away, to a private place where we can really be free. You can have the light you wanted coming in through the windows. You can take long walks and breathe good, clean air.
Where is this place?
It's near Denver, but it's not too close. Now, we don't want anyone to bother us, do we? Now, come on. Help me. There's no time to waste. We have to get out of here tonight.
Oh, good. Glad you took me at my word.
You must be nuts running over here on my husband's one night off just because you ordered me to.
No, you're not nuts. You know when I mean business. And tonight I definitely mean business. Sit down. Sorry to bother you on your husband's precious night off. But I want to ask you a question, Chris.
What?
What's he taking the night off from?
I don't understand.
I'll bet you don't, do you? And I bet you don't understand why I told you to come over here and not tell Brian.
No, I don't. Warren, what is this? Why didn't you want Brian to know?
Brian's been a bad boy. He hasn't been straight with his old pal, Warren. He hasn't been straight with you either, honey.
Warren, what are you getting at?
Brian Emerson is still a cop.
Here, you carry this. I don't want anything left when people come snooping around eventually. I don't want any traces. We can't let people get it into their heads to try to follow us.
May I make a suggestion?
What?
Well, it's almost dark. You said we have a long trip. It would be better to wait till morning. That way we'd be rested.
I'm not tired. Not in the least. Besides, I always prefer to drive at night. There are fewer people on the road, fewer complications. What's the matter? This is an adventure.
I just wasn't expecting it. I need time.
Time is what we don't have. I've told you that. Here, you take this. You keep it with you in case it gets cold. I have a heater in the car, but still it might get chilly. Oh, Mother. I don't think I've ever been so happy. Finally. We're going to be alone, together, always. I'll take this. You wait here. I'll come back for you.
Billy,
Yes, Mother?
look at me. I'm not your mother.
Why don't you do the honors?
Yes, this is my daughter, Angela. Angela.
Despina.